I'll tell you a little secret if you struggle with procrastination. Overcoming procrastination has nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with your intent and state of consciousness. Perhaps you've heard of the Einstein quote, "You can't solve a problem from the same level of consciousness that created it." And I'll try to explain how that applies here with procrastination. So we typically think of procrastination as the avoidance of a task, right, or a goal. But actually that's not true. It's the avoidance of a feeling that you associate with that task or goal. And the reason you avoid that feeling is because it creates so much discomfort that it exceeds your capacity to be present with it, which creates dysregulation in your nervous system, which then gives rise to the need for a coping mechanism like procrastination in order to stabilize your nervous system and find stress relief. Now the question is, where does this painful feeling come from that we avoid? Well, it comes from our own self-abandonment. It is the result of what we tell ourselves about the task or the goal, or what we expect will happen if we pursue it or execute that task. It's the judgment, the pressure, the shame we put on ourselves that is creating the dysregulation and the painful feeling we then end up avoiding. Now, when we're in that situation, when we're procrastinating, what usually happens? We judge and shame ourselves even more. We beat ourselves up. We're trying to make us do the thing. We're trying to use judgment and shame as a motivator, which in the short run can actually work, but never in the long run. And here's why. Using shame and judgment as a way to overcome procrastination and get you to do something is like trying to fight fire with fire. Because again, the procrastination is already a manifestation of you shaming and judging yourself about the task or the goal that is then creating the dysregulation in your nervous system, giving rise to the need for procrastination. So we cannot solve that problem on the same level of consciousness that created it, meaning on the level of shame and judgment. We have to move to a higher state of consciousness. So what is that? That would be compassion, love, curiosity. We need to move into self-compassion and curiosity in order to understand the deeper reasons behind the procrastination, what it is we are telling ourselves or how we are treating ourselves that is causing us to need procrastination as a means to soothe ourselves. Now, the tricky thing is that for most people, there's going to be resistance about moving into compassion for themselves. There can be unconscious belief blocks that make you resist moving into compassion for yourself, such as that, well, if I am compassionate towards myself, then nothing is going to get done. Or I don't deserve any compassion, I'm a failure. Or feeling like there's no point to that, it's not going to solve anything. All of these are false beliefs that get in the